Hello, dear friends, and once again, as per your request, I have made a module, a video tutorial on pricing. Now, pricing, I really agree and I understand that many of the trainers find it very challenging because it's always a dilemma like, hey, am I pricing high or am I pricing low? What if I price high? Will I lose the client? What if I price low? Will I be, uh, undervaluing myself? And will I be losing money on the table by charging low? So the answer, guys, is that pricing, yes, it's always, there is no certain standard. Yes, there is no certain standard. And even if you know that our training industry is not an organized industry wherein there are specific rates, hour wise, day wise, or like other bodies that are there. So that is always, yes, that is very true, it is a challenge, and it is always going to be a dilemma, guys. Even after this video tutorial, uh, you will have to do a lot of trial and error, and that is what I have mentioned here. You will have to do a lot of trial and error. Yes, yes, it is going to be a trial and error, because there is no right and wrong pricing. Yes, it all depends on the value that you carry on the table, the results that you deliver, the credentials that you have, the experience that you carry. Yes, the reputation and how well known are you in the market. All these are the criterias that will define the pricing. And also it depends on the client. Who is your client? How much is your client making? What is the problem that you're trying to solve? How pressing is the problem? All these are the different criterias that define pricing. Yes, so it's very subjective. I cannot tell you that okay, this is the XYZ client and this should be the ABC pricing. Yes. So if you notice in the market, in the different products, different services, there are different kinds of pricings that is there in the market. Yes, for example, if you look at the airline industry, the pricing will vary 6 months before the tickets are low. As the days come closer, it's high. If you look at Ola and Uber on weekends, and depending on the hours, the pricing is different. So there are different kinds of pricings that are there. If you see an iPhone, when the new iPhone launches, yes, the price is very high, and after a few months it's half the price, or after a year later when the new model comes, it's half the price. So at times even you are thinking, okay, how is this pricing working? So today's video is going to make that somewhat clear. Yes, today's video will now give you a little more confidence to price your client in the right way, in the right manner, so that you don't overcharge and you don't undercharge as well. Yes, so let's move ahead. Going ahead, especially for trainers, I have tried to curate this especially for trainers, uh, based on especially for freelance corporate trainers. Yes, if you're a freelancer and you're a corporate trainer and you get training based on assignments, based on projects, and the clients asks you a question, how much will you price? Yes, so how should you answer? How should you be professional while pricing? Yes. So the first one that we see is a value based pricing. So whenever you are, whether it's B2B or B2C, whenever you are delivering value, yes, you need not give bonuses. You need not give bonuses, because the only biggest bonus that you are giving is you are committing and you're promising that you will be giving them this XYZ value. And if you don't, you will not charge. So there is no need of bonuses. Bonuses is given when you are trying to make up for not giving value. Yes, that is the time when you give bonuses. And thirdly, it's your choice. Even if you're giving value and you feel like offering some bonuses for the client, it's up to you. The second is competitive pricing. Now, when what is competitive pricing? Competitive pricing is when you look at your competitors in the market offering the same product or service that you are offering, and you try to sell it at such a low cost that it's a break even, that you earn no profit nor is it a loss. Yes, that is called as competitive pricing. And the purpose of competitive pricing is because you want to spread in the market, you want to become known in the market. Yes. The third one, so these were the two. The third one is a tired pricing. Now, what is a tired pricing? This is very interesting, guys. Tired pricing is something in the same product you have three versions: version A, B, and C, which is low, mid, and high. For example, when you go to a PVR and you go to buy a popcorn, there is a small, there is a medium, and the large. Now, the price difference between the large and the medium is very less. It's not exactly the double of medium, and the small is just, to make you a fool actually. Yes, the small is basically just to make you a fool, and this comes under dark psychology. Yes. Say for example, the price of the small bucket of popcorn is 100. The price of double its size, that is medium, is 150, and the price of double of medium, the larger bucket, is ideally it should be 300, but it is priced only at 200. So what does a human mind say? Hey, why should I go for large if I am giving a little more and getting the larger one? The idea behind the sellers this strategy was actually to sell the larger one. Yes, so this is a tired pricing. So you have three types of products. If you see the products of Ankur Wariku, yes, the courses that he sells, the small one is just, PDF notes of his course. Would you like to buy? No. Then a little more money you put in, and you get his entire course along with the video. And then the larger one is the entire course along with live Q&A sessions that happen every month. So which one would you prefer? The price difference is very marginal. So actually every person, 99% of the people, buy the larger one. Yes. So that is called as tired price pricing. I also call it as a value ladder. Yes, you have versions of your same product. Like for trainers, it can be a 3-hour workshop, then a 3-hour webinar, or a 1-hour webinar, and then a 3-hour workshop, and then a 3-day workshop, and then a 1 month course. So you actually are calling in people into your value ladder. Yes, in my TCT program, I explain it as a sun and satellite strategy. Yes, you begin with the satellite and you ultimately try to bring your learners to the sun. So this was tired pricing. Coming to the fourth one, that is sampler. Sampler is basically something that you give people for free. Yes, because when do you do that? You do this when your services are not known in the market, when people do not know you, when your clients do not know you, when your prospects do not know you. And so in order to do the prospecting, to see who are the people who are in need of my service, you offer it for free. And the second purpose of the sampler pricing is in order to achieve this, that is, know you, like you, and trust you. Because only after you do this will your products sell. People buy from people whom they know. For example, if you know a doctor who's a dentist, you will prefer him whenever you have a tooth problem rather than a stranger, because you know him, you like him, and you trust him. The fourth is a subscription model. Now, a subscription model works when you know that there will not be a dip in your service, and you tell your client that, hey, you know what, I will work with you for a year. I will offer my services for a year. As a trainer, I will offer one training every month, and I will charge you 10,000 every month. Okay, but after a year, this is the result, XYZ result that you will get. So this is a subscription model. Now subscription model, my dear trainers, works when you are sure of the quality of your product. Yes, you are sure that the quality of your product, of your service, will not dip. There will be a consistency. Yes. And the last one is a bundle. A bundle is a pricing where you say, hey, you know what, A is for 10, B is for 10, and C is for 10, but I will give you A, B, and C for 15. This is called as bundle pricing. Bundle pricing basically works from the general understanding of when you sell in quantity. When you're selling in quantity, the price is less. Yes. So these are the basic types of pricings which trainers, you can find out which one works for you. Yes, you can try different ones based on the product, based on the service that you're offering, based on the type of training that you're offering, based on the client that you're offering. Yes. So these are the basic things. I will be also explaining a few more pricing models based, because I do not know how many type, I do not know your product, I do not know what service you're offering, at what stage of life you are, and how have you designed your products. Therefore I will give you an entire range. You need to carefully, when you're hearing this video, when you're listening to this video, you note down, okay, these are the pricing strategies that I can right now adapt, I can do a trial and error, and maybe then I can even go to another one next time. Yes, so I will be explaining even the other pricing models. So the other are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, 11 other different pricing models. Okay, very quickly, I will take this very quickly. Now the first one here that you see is cost plus. Cost plus is used by like DMart or Walmart or such, where they know the cost of their product. Okay, they know the cost. Say for example the cost is 20, and they say, hey, you know what, on every unit of the product I will earn 5 rupees, so they will sell it at 25. So it is cost plus whatever profit that they want to earn. Second is innovator. Now innovator is a pricing which is used like companies like Apple. Innovator, they are the only one, they are the only unique product in the market, and therefore they have a power position in the market. Yes, and so they can demand whatever price they want. When a new Apple phone is launched, there is a line outside to grab that product, and the pricing is too high. Yes, the pricing is too high, and later on if you see, the pricing comes down. Now this is called as innovator pricing. Yes, if you are an innovator, if you have come with a new product which no one has in the market, you can charge whatever you want, and you know that there is a target segment in the audience who has this pain, and this product solves that pain. There are buyers for this product. You can charge whatever you want. That is called as innovator pricing. Ask yourself, does my product fall under this category? Can I do an innovator pricing? The third one is penetration pricing. Penetration pricing is basically, guys, in order to break the market, in order to break the market, uh, yes, because you want to become known in the market, you want to spread in the market. That is called as penetration pricing. And you are also okay that even if a break even happens, that no profit, no loss, but you just want to spread. Instead of reaching out to 10 people, you want to reach out to 100, or instead of 100 you want to reach out to 1000. Now, the fourth one is freemium to premium. If you see many apps, like for example, Spotify, YouTube, or Canva, they will, or and many other apps like video editing apps, they will offer you a 1 month trial, or an antivirus, they will offer you a 1 month or a 10-day trial. That is freemium. It is given for free. And then later, they will tell you, hey, you know what? If you upgrade, these are the features that you get. Then they gradually pull you to a premium. Similarly, trainers, you also can do this. You can offer something for free. You can offer a one-to-one coaching or something, or your training sessions, something for free. And when people see value in your product, in your service, your clients, even corporate clients, when they see value, and when you tell them that, hey, you know what, this is my next product, these are the three other products, services, trainings that I conduct, then they will even go for that. The fifth one here is competitive pricing. Okay, so competitive pricing is basically taking into consideration benchmarking your competitors and accordingly pricing. Yes, the sixth is dynamic. Now what is dynamic pricing? Dynamic pricing is something what Ola, Uber does, something what the airline industry does, that 6 months before the pricing is different, and as the days come close, it is different. Ola, Uber, depending on the traffic, depending on the number of users at peak times, the rate will be high. Suddenly, in the afternoon times on a weekday, the rate will be low. So, dynamic pricing, which is dynamically decided based on demand and supply. And the seventh kind of pricing that you see is barrier pricing. Now barrier pricing is basically in order to disrupt the market, in order to break the competition, kill the competition. For example, something what Geo did. When Geo launched its SIM cards, it came into the telecom industry, it gave its SIM cards for free, it even gave mobile handsets for free. Yes, that was basically to break, to disrupt, to kill the competition, to kill the competitors. That is called as barrier pricing. The next is transaction based pricing. Now what is transaction based pricing? Transaction based pricing, my dear friends, is based on transactions, something that you are charged on based on the transactions that you do. For example, many apps that are available, shadi.com or many other apps which charge you based on the transactions. Then is upsell. Upsell is basically, guys, you sell a product and then you keep selling the spare parts, you keep selling the maintenance, you keep selling other services. For example, the automobile industry mainly runs on the selling of the spare parts, of the servicings, and not only on they have a marginal income, they have a margin, very less margin on the sell of the automobile, but the servicing, the spare parts that are sold later is what actually makes them revenue. The next one is usage. Now usage pricing is based on how much are you using their service. For example, the Google Drive, how much space are you using? Based on that, the different cloud services, it is all depending on usage. And the last is franchisee. Like for example, there are many food outlets, they will sell the franchisee because now they have a model that works. And whoever wants, the system is set. Yes, you just pay the amount and you can run a franchisee for that brand. This is when a service or a product becomes a brand. Now these are the different types of pricing, guys. Trainers, you need to understand this, very important. Yes, the PP, I call it as a pricing pyramid. Now what is a pricing pyramid? Pricing pyramid, guys, basically, especially if you look at our country India. Yes, if you look at our country India, the buyers who are going to buy your product, the base, if you see, the low ticket is 70%, the mid ticket is 20%, and the high ticket is 10%. Yes, so which segment will you target? Which segment will you target to sell your product, to sell your services? Because 70% of the income group, which is low income group, is 70%. Yes, and therefore if you see, uh, Zudio, if you see many other such outlets, they are working at a low pricing, premium feel, premium experience, but at a low pricing. So, if let me just explain this to you. If you want to earn 1 lakh, okay, you want to earn 1 lakh. If you want to earn 1 lakh rupees, yes, now these people can pay you 10,000. They can pay you 10,000. You either sell only 10 of these and make 1 lakh to these people here, or you send 100 units at 1000 rupees each and sell it to these people. Yes, so most of the companies in India and most of the services, the products are targeted to this 70%, because still majority of our population, majority of the Indians are, come from the rural background, and their incomes are not very high. So, for any service or any product, it will be good to play a game of low price and big quantity to achieve your financial target of selling that particular product or that particular service. Definitely, you can have versions of your product. Yes, this can be a low ticket, and from here, you can filter people who can move to this. And from here, then you can have people who move to this. Yes, and that is what most of the coaches and most of the established seasoned trainers in this industry are doing. Yes, they have something freemium, they will call you in a webinar, then they have a low ticket, maybe some video tutorials, okay, or some small course, and then they will tell you, hey, you know what, I have another product, and then they sell you the next one, because only 20% of the people from the middle ticket, that is a little higher income range, are here. Then from, say for example, 100 people buy this, 10 people may only buy the middle ticket, and out of 10, just maybe one or two buy a high ticket. So this is also a kind of a value ladder, it's a pyramid. So I hope you understand this pricing. And lastly, guys, I want to tell you something, that yes, so pricing, you need to be aware what is the value that you're bringing to the table, and that determines how much can you price your client, how much can you price for your product or service. Coming to this, guys, people are ready to pay you 10% of the value that you add to them, or 10% of what they make. So, for example, if the average annual income of B2C, if you're into B2C, your customer in your target audience is earning 6 lakhs a year, he will be ready to pay you 60,000. He will be ready to invest 10% of his income into upskilling or to grow, to develop. And you may ask, why 10%? From where does this rule come? Guys, this comes from common sense, because people have n number of commitments. If you take even your own example, yes, you have n number of commitments. You have SIPs, you have EMIs, you have rent, you have to run the family, and then medical, and so many other things. You want to roam, you want to go for an outing. So people are ready to spare 10% in such things for any product or any service that will upskill them, give them a better lifestyle, help them grow, help them develop. So 10% rule, guys. 10% rule. You need to know how much does your target audience, what is that average earning annually. Now, the third is urgency and scarcity. You need to create urgency and scarcity, because by default, the human behavior, the human brain is such that it does not want to make quick decisions. It always wants to delay. The risk taking ability of human beings on an average is very low, and therefore it's very important to create urgency and scarcity. Now, what is urgency and scarcity? Urgency and scarcity, guys. Urgency is something where you say, hey, you know what, this is limited only for 2 days, and scarcity, it's only for 10 people. So this is urgency and scarcity. The fourth is you need to understand their pain, because more the pain, more pressing the pain, more you can charge. Yes, for example, water, if I offer it somewhere on the streets in the town, it will be, say for example, 20 rupees a bottle. But the same water, if it is sold in a desert, it can be charged even 100 or 1000 rupees a bottle. Yes, so pain, know the pain. What kind of a pain are you solving? Is it a mild pain or is it a pressing pain? The the next is risk reversal. Guys, you always need to do a risk reversal, because today many of the products, many of the services in the market have got a bad reputation, because there are many people who are doing business in order to cheat people just to earn money. Yes, the product is sold but the value is not delivered, and therefore people are always, afraid and frightened. Will I again lose my money? So therefore it's very important to do a risk reversal. And therefore in the training industry itself, if you see, there are many people saying that, hey, you know what, if you do not like the course, we have a 14-day money back guarantee. If you do not like, after the 2 sessions, you can withdraw yourself. Whatever, risk reversal. This increases the chances of closing of selling your service. The next is PHV. PHV, guys, basically is per hour value. You should be knowing your per hour value. For example, if on an average you earn 30,000 a month, that is 1,000 a day, and you're working for 8 hours a day, and you are, say, supposing working 10 hours a day, and your per day value is 1,000, that means your per hour value is 100. So if you're offering a client a service which is of 10 hours, it should not be below 1,000. Yes, this was just an example. I do not know what is your per hour value. You need to calculate that. Yes, based on your monthly, how much do you earn on a monthly basis? The last is HT. HT, what is high ticket? Guys, you need to understand the concept of high ticket. Now, what is a high ticket? How is high ticket defined? You say that, you know what, this is a high ticket pricing. High ticket pricing is something that is nowhere about 10% of the person's annual income. The same reason what I explained here in 10%. Yes, because your prospect who can become your client will, on an average, not spend more than 10% of, unless he is very ambitious, he is very driven. On an average, a normal person, because of n number of commitments in their life, will not pay you more than 10%. So your high ticket product, whatever is going to be a high ticket. So in the previous, the pyramid that I explained to you, low ticket, mid ticket, high ticket. Yes, so your, say supposing your low ticket is 2,999, your high ticket is 4,999, your mid ticket is 4,999, and your high ticket is 9,999. So that can be a pricing, a value ladder of low, mid, and high. So high ticket should ideally never exceed 10% of your target audience's annual income. Now you need to know what is on an average their annual income. You need to study, do the research. And lastly, coming, guys, I want to tell you something very important, that do not become a victim of pricing. In order to not become a victim of pricing, this is what you should know. You should know what is the budget of your client. You can ask them upfront. If you're new in the industry, ask them upfront what is their budget for this particular training assignment or a project. Second, do not be like, and do not be like an entertainer. Okay, an entertainer goes for a day and comes back. Be a consultant, be an expert who says, hey sir, hey, what do you want, what are you expecting, what are the outcomes that you expect out of this training. Okay, then you will come to know the value that they are looking. And when you know that the value is worth 10 lakhs, you charge 10%, that is 1 lakh. Yes, now you will say, hey, should I ask them like what difference does it make? No, you need to indirectly ask, sir. If you are doing a sales training and you say, sir, may I know what are your annual sales? He says 10 lakhs. And you ask him, where do you want to go to? He says, I want to go to 20 lakhs. So you promise that I will help you. And this extra 10 lakhs that you help them to make, this profit of 10 lakhs that you help them to make, you charge a 10% on that. Yes. So 10% of 10 lakhs is 1 lakh. And you say, I will do a 3-month training, I will do it once in a fortnight, blah blah blah. Okay. And lastly is in threshold. You should always know your threshold, guys. When you go to a client, even before going to a client, when you're having the conversation, in your mind you should know this. Before uttering some word or giving a commitment, you should know what is your benchmark. What is the price value below which you will not go. Yes, you need to also understand the client. If the client is going to be a really a big brand that will add a lot of value to your profile, then you may even choose to do it for free. Yes, but I would say never do it for free, because Warren Buffett says, unless you do not value your unless you do not value yourself, the market will not value you. That is the saying of Warren Buffett. And 67% of the training professionals globally are confused about pricing. Yes, so threshold, know your threshold, know your limits. Like, this is the bottom most that I can go. Below this I will not go. Yes. And the last is increase the pricing after every 10 testimonials. So for example, if you're charging 10,000 and there are 10 testimonials of the buyers, of the clients of yours who have got results after taking your product, that means your product is now proven. You have a proof of concept, your product works, your model works. Then you can increase your pricing by 20 to 30%. So now the next batch, or the next after 5 6 months, you can make your product price, your program price, say around 12 to 13,000 or even 15,000. Yes, you need to take the call. And remember this, there is no hard and fast tool. There is no certain thing that yes, this has to be pricing, this is wrong and this is right. Pricing in the market is all about trial and error. And lastly, guys, you need to understand the OPP model. The trainers need to understand OPP model. Yes, what is OPP? O stands for outcome. What is the outcome that you're going to give your client? Yes. The P is, so tell them, ask them what is the outcome that you're looking for. The next P is process. Tell them how you're going to deliver it. Yes, what is your plan? You don't need to go in detail, but what is your plan? How are you going to do it, from what time to what time, and what are the ways, and what are the techniques and all that you're going to use. And last is profit. So tell them how will it benefit them. Yes, what is the outcome they are looking, what is the process that you are going to follow, and the last P is how is it going to benefit them, what's their profit in it. So that's it, guys. I hope now, after this video tutorial that I have made on your demand, many of the trainers asked me that, this is one of the challenges. And truly, yes, the surveys also say that this is a challenge globally that trainers are facing. They are a little clueless, they are always in a dilemma, and that causes loss of business. Yes, it causes loss of business, because when you overcharge, the client ghosts you. You're ghosted. He does not reply. He says, I will come back to you, I will tell you, we have decided to do an internal training. And he ghosts you. If you're overcharging, even if you're undercharging, guys, there is a catch there. If you're undercharging, sometimes the client may feel that, hey, you know what, there is no value in this program because it is too cheap. How did he quote so cheap? Maybe he's new, or maybe he does not know his stuff, he does not understand business, he does not understand the industry. So therefore it is always good that you benchmark, you try to know what is the average rate that is going on for this particular client category, for this particular time duration, for and so forth. So I hope this helps you. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments and let me know which is the next video tutorial you want. I would like to add a lot of value to all the trainers, and I really love making this. So thank you once again for listening this long. Good day and God bless.